Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. Do not overrate what you have received, nor envy others. He who envies does not obtain peace of mind. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. You can search throughout the entire universe for someone more deserving of your love and affection than yourself, and that person is not to be found anywhere. You yourself, as much as anybody in the universe, deserve your love and affection. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. It is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that lures him to evil ways. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken from you, not by angels or by demons, heaven or hell. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. Even death is not to be feared by one who has lived wisely. There are only two mistakes one can make along the road to truth: not going all the way and not starting. Just as treasures are uncovered from the earth, so virtue appears from good deeds, and wisdom from a pure and peaceful mind. To walk safely through the maze of human life, one needs the light of wisdom and the guidance of virtue. To enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. If a man can control his mind, he can find the way to enlightenment. All wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. Chaos is inherent in all compounded things. Strive on with diligence. Unity can only be manifested by the binary. Unity itself and the idea of unity are already two. What we think, we become. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. To live a pure, unselfish life, one must count nothing as one's own in the midst of abundance. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. The only real failure in life is not to be true to the best one knows. The foot feels the foot when it feels the ground. Whatever words we utter should be chosen with care, for people will hear them and be influenced by them, for good or for ill. He who walks in the eightfold noble path with unwavering determination is sure to reach nirvana. He who loves 50 people has 50 woes. He who loves no one has no woes. Work out your own salvation. Do not depend on others. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Better than worshipping gods is obedience to the laws of righteousness. With fools there is no companionship. Rather than live with selfish, vain, quarrelsome people, walk alone. The foolish man conceives the idea of self. The wise man sees there is no ground on which to build it. The truth will remain. To be idle is a short road to death. To be diligent is a way of life. Foolish people are idle. Wise people are diligent. All wrongdoing arises because of mind. If mind is transformed, can wrongdoing remain? A jug fills drop by drop. I never see what has been done. I only see what remains to be done. Those who are free of resentful thoughts surely find peace. However many holy words you read, however many you speak, What good will they do if you do not act upon them? He who gives away shall have real gain. He who subdues himself shall be free. By rooting out lust, bitterness, and illusion, we reach nirvana. Radiate boundless love towards the entire world. May all beings have happy minds. The thing that is disliked by me is also disliked by others. Since I dislike this thing, how can I inflict it on someone else? All tremble at violence, all fear death. Putting oneself in the place of another, one should not kill nor cause another to kill. Just as a mother would protect her only child with her life, even so let one cultivate a boundless love towards all beings. If we fail to look after others when they need help, who will look after us? One is not called noble who harms living beings. By not harming living beings, one is called noble. All experiences are preceded by mind, having mind as their master, created by mind. Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. Purity or impurity depends on oneself. No one can purify another. The foolish and the ignorant give themselves over to negligence. The wise treasure mindfulness as a precious jewel. There is no fear for one whose mind is not filled with desires. He is able who thinks he is able. There is nothing so disobedient as an undisciplined mind, and there is nothing so obedient as a disciplined mind. There is no fire like passion. There is no shock like hatred. There is no snare like folly. There is no torrent like greed. Whoever doesn't flare up at someone who's angry wins a battle hard to win. Anger will never disappear so long as thoughts of resentment are cherished in the mind. Anger will disappear just as soon as thoughts of resentment are forgotten. The instant we feel anger, we have already ceased striving for the truth and have begun striving for ourselves. Conquer anger with non-anger. Conquer badness with goodness. Conquer meanness with generosity. He who can curb his wrath as soon as it arises, as a timely antidote will check snake's venom that so quickly spreads, such a one gives up the here and the beyond, just as a serpent sheds its worn-out skin. As an elephant in the battlefield withstands arrows shot from bows all around, even so shall I endure abuse. Nothing is forever except change. Ardently do today what must be done. Who knows? Tomorrow, death comes. Better it is to live one day seeing the rise and fall of things than to live 100 years without ever seeing the rise and fall of things. The world is afflicted by death and decay, but the wise do not grieve, having realized the nature of the world. Some do not understand that we must die, but those who do realize this settle their quarrels. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. The root of suffering is attachment. Should you find a wise critic to point out your faults, follow him as you would a guide to hidden treasure. One who acts on truth is happy in this world and beyond. A man is not called wise because he talks and talks again. But if he is peaceful, loving, and fearless, then he is in truth called wise. When watching after yourself, you watch after others. When watching after others, you watch after yourself. If anything is worth doing, do it with all your heart. Know from the rivers in clefts and in crevices, those in small channels flow noisily, the great flow silent. Whatever's not full makes noise. Whatever is full is quiet. Understanding is the heartwood of well-spoken words. An idea that is developed and put into action is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea. Even as a solid rock is unshaken by the wind, so are the wise unshaken by praise or blame. If a man going down into a river, swollen and swiftly flowing, is carried away by the current, how can he help others across? Being deeply learned and skilled, being well-trained and using well-spoken words, this is good luck. Ceasing to do evil, cultivating the good, purifying the heart, this is the teaching of the Buddhas. Let none find fault with others. Let none see the omissions and commissions of others, but let one see one's own acts, done and undone. A mind unruffled by the vagaries of fortune, from sorrow freed, from defilements cleansed, from fear liberated, this is the greatest blessing. Give, even if you only have a little. If you knew what I know about the power of giving, you would not let a single meal pass without sharing it in some way. The gift of truth excels all other gifts. Should a person do good, let him do it again and again. Let him find pleasure therein, for blissful is the accumulation of good. The tongue, like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. To support mother and father, to cherish one's partner and children, and to be engaged in peaceful occupation, this is the greatest blessing. He who sits alone, sleeps alone, and walks alone, who is strenuous and subdues himself alone, will find delight in the solitude of the forest. Don't run after pleasure and neglect the practice of meditation. If you forget the goal of life and get caught in the pleasures of the world, you will come to envy those who put meditation first. Meditate. Do not delay, lest you later regret it.